What's up, guys? Today I want to talk with you everything you need to know about joining a Muay Thai, an MMA, or a kickboxing gym. Now, unless you're brand new to fight sports or you ended up moving recently, most of you guys will have a gym that you train at. But I get a crazy number of requests from people asking me if their gym, if their coach is up to par, whether they meet, I guess, my requirements for being a good gym to train at. Now, from across the world, across the country, I can't make that assessment. So in this episode, we're going to talk about whether you're a beginner, an intermediate, or an advanced martial artist. You don't even have to be a fighter. It could be an advanced fighter. It could just be for people who are entering the gym for the very first time. What are we looking for out of the gym, out of the coach, to make sure we're at a good, legit, fun location to learn the sport we love? That's what we're diving into today, guys, because it's super important and I'm super passionate about everybody having a fantastic gym to train at. All right, guys, I like this subject because I love this sport. I want everybody to have a fantastic gym, fantastic coach, fantastic training partners to work with. It's very important to me just because I want to make sure people out there aren't getting incorrect advice. Now, in particular, over the last 15 years, I spent a lot of my time in a gym that has a lot of weights. There's a little bit of kickboxing. We have a room in the back with a ring, but most of the gym, like 10,000 square feet of it, out of 11,000 square feet, is pretty much only for weightlifting. So most of the coaches there are just teaching about lifting weights, teaching cardio. And I'm always surprised how some people excel. They're so good at training, they're so good at teaching the correct things, and other people are just pretty mediocre at it. They're not teaching things that I would even think about ever showing anybody. And the same thing goes for fight sports. You can have some coaches who are exceptional. You can have some coaches who are just downright terrible. And then sometimes when you have the fantastic coaches, just the element, the environment at the gym is awful as well. So you're getting good instruction, but you're not having any fun, or there's too much damage at the gym, in terms of sparring. Or I've even been at kickboxing gyms in the past where they had to kick people out because some people, like multiple people, would be bullying another. It's just ridiculous. So let's talk about the first thing that you should be looking for when you enter a kickboxing, a Muay Thai, and MMA gym. The first thing I'd be asking about personally is who is the head instructor and what are his credentials? There's so many martial arts gyms in every city, so trying to go through and figure out who's legit and who isn't is very difficult because there's no licensing, there's no requirements necessary to open a gym. Anybody can do it. So when you first go into a gym, the very important thing is that you have an instructor who's been in the sport for a long time, and in my personal opinion, somebody who has won some big titles or has made some fighters who have won big titles. This number one will tell you, okay, the guys who are competing and fighting are legit, but more importantly, number two, most likely, if they're creating fighters or have won big titles as a coach, that they at least know how to utilize the techniques correctly. Very few people who have won major titles are not going to be able to teach you, how to block correctly, or how to throw an uppercut correctly, or how to block a punch correctly. But if you go into the wrong gym with the wrong instructor right away from the get-go, they might not know what they're teaching you. They might be completely wrong in almost everything they're instructing. I know that sounds crazy. You're going, oh, this person has a business, a gym, but I've seen it time and time again. I've probably seen hundreds of gyms by now, and to think that all of them are going to have good instruction would just be naive. There are many, many poor instructors out there who don't really know what they're talking about. So number one, look at the credentials of the trainer, see if he's done anything himself or if he's made some champions at the gym. Number two, this is a little bit more difficult, but you need to understand that there are titles and then there are other titles. You can walk into a gym and see a wall full of titles, but just do a little research. Look up what's the organization. Are they just giving away belts? Not the easiest thing to do because if you're not very passionate about the sport, you might not understand there are differences between the belts. But when you're looking at somebody, make sure you recognize that many people are world champions, not many people are real world champions. Now, the next thing I want to talk with you guys about is the location. What does the gym look like? How important is that? Because if you walk into, let's say, Gym A, they've got 6,000 square feet, beautiful white mats everywhere. You go to a second one, they've got 2,000 square feet. There's a ring in the corner. It looks kind of broken down, and you're going, well, obviously this gym is better. They have more money. They must have more students, which means the instructor knows what he's talking about. That's a big mistake. Don't get caught up in that. That's where we focus on what the instructor has done as opposed to the facility. Obviously, we want the gym to be clean. We want it to be sanitary. We don't want to go into a gym where we're going to get ringworm or something like that because nobody's cleaning up. But the actual look of the gym, the actual facility they have, does not matter. I have said this time and time again. Give me a room, a 10 by 10 room with a great training partner, a great pad holder. I will take that any day over 1,000 square feet with a ring and all the fancy gear, but I don't have anybody great to train with. People are the most important. So we've talked about the instructor, let's talk about the other students. Now this is where a lot of people struggle, and this was an eye-opening experience for me. I was talking one time to somebody who really wanted to join a kickboxing gym, and he said, oh, you know what, the door was over here. I walked down the street one day, I got to the door and I just went, nope, okay, not today. It was too scary. Came back a couple days later, walked up, went for the door handle. No, too scary. And I went, really? Why are you scared? And he went, well, I just don't know. There are a bunch of people who know how to hurt other individuals. They're fighters. How nice are they going to be? How welcoming are they going to be? And I just went, whoa. Just so you know, fighters at a good gym are going to be some of the nicest people you ever get to meet. Some of the most welcoming, most encompassing people you ever have a chance to spend time with. Don't go into a fighter's gym and worry about people coming in and trying to just, make you feel bad or dismissing you. If that's what you get, that's the feeling you get right away. Don't give that gym any time of day. To be done with them. A good gym on the very first day will welcome you, not only the instructor, obviously they want you there because they're making money, but all the students are basically going to be sort of sending out the same vibe that the instructor sends out. It's like we heard in, I think, Karate Kid years ago, there's no such thing as a bad student, there's only bad teachers. Well, if you have a good teacher that's setting a good vibe, a good atmosphere, that's going to spread right down to the students. The students will be super welcoming when you get there, and right away, hopefully, you'll feel like you're at home, you'll feel like you belong there. I do understand it can be very intimidating going to a martial arts gym for the first time now that I've talked with a number of people, but try to not let that stop you. Try to get in there, get your first class in, and then you'll realize, wow, this is a great place with great people. But even though they're great people, you have to be very, very careful about the sparring vibe at the gym. So if it's your first time at a gym, you don't really have to worry about that. Hopefully the instructor will not be like, oh, here's some gloves, let's start sparring in the first month. That would be very bad instruction. If that happens, you might want to rethink things. Find somewhere else where they're going to teach you the technique first and then have you spar after. It would be the equivalent of somebody taking you out in like a high performance car around the track and being like, okay, get in the car and just go. I'd be going, no, I don't want to do that. Give me some instruction first. How do I deal with big turns? What should I be doing if my car spins out and I'm going around a corner and I'm sliding? What should I be doing? Same thing when you're at the gym. You don't want to just go in and spar. You want to learn all the techniques first. So when a big punch comes at your head, you're like, okay, I know what to do. If they swing at your head and you don't have time to block, okay, I can slip. You want to have all that down before you go into the fight. So if you find that you're at a gym where they're sparring way too hard, I would say, number one, try and be very verbal and tell people, you need to ease off. It's just not what I want to do. Or if nobody's listening, yes, go, okay, it's time for me to find a new space. Now, one of the big issues that a lot of people have when they message me asking questions, want an improvement in their training camps or in their classes, is they go, okay, I'm at this class, it's got good instructors, it's got good students, but I'm just getting no attention. Nobody's coming over, nobody's correcting me, nobody's giving me the time of day, and I don't know if it's because I'm a new person or if my technique's not good, and you start doubting yourself and then you're not going to really want to be there. Find a gym where the instructor makes time to go around and work with everybody. If you have a class with an instructor and they don't come by at least 5 or 6 times and make corrections, give you pointers, give you feedback, they're not doing their job. I do this every time. I spend an equal amount of time, or at least best I can, with each student. I make sure I walk to one student, spend like 10, 15 seconds, move to the next. If there's 10 people, I constantly rotate. If I spend 2 or 3 minutes on one person, then I try not to spend too much more time with them over the next 10 or 15, and I try to put the attention into my other students. It should not be you're the new person in the gym and the star is over on the bag hitting and the instructor's only watching him. There should always be even attention. So if you feel like you're not learning, you're not getting correction, that's a problem that you need to address. And remember, it's always okay to go up to your instructor and ask questions as well. If they don't get to answering something that you had, walk up to them. They should be approachable. They should be kind about it. I love when my students come up after class and ask me, I was wondering about, blocking this shot and it's not quite working for me. And I'm like, happy to sit down with you and spend 2-3 minutes and really sort that out and make you understand it more. To me, that shows dedication, it shows commitment, it shows passion about the sport, which makes me super excited to work with them. Finding the right gym, the right space where the instructor is going to be able to give you the attention you want, you feel comfortable, and most importantly, if you're a fighter who's wanting to climb to the very highest level, having somebody there who has a path for you, a path to get you there. So if you're somebody that's just doing this for fun, we've really covered all the points I want to talk about. If you are somebody who has aspirations of being a high-level fighter, you need to think of some other points. And the main one is asking them at some point, do you have the connections, the path to get me to the top? I realized this very quickly when I was at a gym in the past. I went, okay, these guys took care of me. They helped me improve my technique. They told me we were going to get you up to a K1 title or into K1, and then eventually we'll win a title. And after about 2 years of talk, I realized they don't have the ability to make this happen. I'm going to stay at this gym forever, just fighting local fights and doing nothing aside from just being stuck in this bubble. And to be able to break outside that bubble, I had to leave that gym. I had to start off and do my own thing. But sometimes it's just good to ask up front, early when you enter a gym, what can you make happen for me, provided I come, I train hard, I win the fights, I show you I'm dedicated. What can you do for me down the road? If they go, oh, well, we'll see when you get there, maybe we can make something happen, I go, that's not great. If they tell me, oh, they don't have any fight connections, obviously they're being very honest, it's still not great. What you really want to hear is somebody who goes, okay, yes, we have people who have already accomplished this and this and this. And yes, obviously we're not going to send you there right now, but we have the connections. We've done it before with other people to get them to the top. When you hear that, you know, okay, all I have to do is I have to put in the time, make the effort, and these guys will get me there provided I show them I'm capable of being one of the best fighters in the world. Anyway, guys, this is not everything that we can talk about in regards to finding a gym, finding the right gym for you, but it's some of the important points, and I hope you found it helpful and beneficial. Because there are so many good coaches out there, it's just a matter of finding the right ones that are going to help you, help all the other students in the world become better and better and better. But guys, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you have not already, join the channel, get subscribed. Train hard, guys. I'll see you back here soon for another video.